Well, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. And my name is Alexandra, and I have Suzanne with me here sharing her story. So I'm not going to get into why she's so amazing and so positive, but I'll get her to start chatting and let us know about her story and what she has gone through in her life. Okay, so take it away, Suzanne.
Well, thank you, Alexandra, for the lovely introduction. I'm happy to be here today. And yes, I'd love to share my story. I really believe by sharing my story, it's going to help someone out there, definitely. So let's just start by going back a couple of years back. I would have to say, like in 2000, when I started breaking out with sores. They started really on my arms, and then they moved on to my face. They moved on to my legs. I finally had to go see the doctor. From there, they put me on some creams. That didn't work. We had to go back, and of course, I was given antibiotics. And then we went to see skin specialists. We battled this for years, and it just seems like nothing was happening. They were only getting worse. But the fact of going out to the public and having all these sores on my face, like my confidence went right down. It was very hard to face people. um, I would hide into the house because it was just too embarrassing to know people were actually looking at the sores and not like really your face. So I fought this, and then one day I met these two angels, and Christine had mentioned to me about a skin serum to maybe try and apply it on my sores. She had seen the sores on my arms, and I was skeptical. I said, Christine, I have so many antibiotics in my cupboard. I don't think I need another thing to add in there. I walked away. But the funny thing is, 30 days later, I'm back at Christine's, and she's like, Suzanne, I can't believe these sores are still all over your arms and, on your face. I says, I know, Christine, it's embarrassing. For sure it is. Like, I don't like them. She says, like, their sincerity is phenomenal. It's just a little bottle that you roll on to your sores. She says, take it home, this bottle. You've got nothing to lose. And try it out and see what happens. Benefit of the doubt, I took the bottle home. I thought, okay, what have I got to lose really? So I started rolling my arms. I started rolling where the sores were on my legs and my face. And my gosh, I was almost in tears like a few weeks later just to see the improvement after all these creams and antibiotic that did really nothing for them. And this magical little roll-on breathable mask to heal these sores was phenomenal. I started, sharing it with people and letting them know, like, take a look. This is incredible, incredible. So with that being said, like I just keep on telling people, if you have eczema, acne, psoriasis, like you burn yourself, you've got sores, it's a wonderful tool to have like in your purse, in your medicine cabinet, anywhere. So Skincerity is a phenomenal product that I absolutely love. But shortly after, also, Alexandra, I was also diagnosed with two diagnoses. One of them was Raynaud's disease. The other one was scleroderma, and that was 7 years ago when I was diagnosed with the both. And the Raynaud's disease, both of them are actually not out there. It's not like diabetes, a cancer, like well-known diagnosis. These ones here, many people know, but not enough people know about these diseases. But more and more being diagnosed, I'm noticing now, with Raynaud's disease. And what it is, it's just a condition that occurs because of the blood vessels that goes into temporary spasm, which blocks the flow of the blood. And then your fingers, your toes turn white. And then when they turn white, it hurts. It's almost like you going outside, freezing your hands, and when they thaw out, that burning, hurting sensation that you get, that's what we're experiencing. And it's very painful. And with that being said, the only time that happens, it's when the body gets cold. So just touching stuff in the freezer, you're going to get an attack in your fingers. Wintertime, we don't get along with winter. According to the doctors, they don't know what people get Raynaud's disease. They don't have a cure. They don't know why people are really getting it. And their cure basically is to move. We just can't pick up and move to Florida and stay warm. Otherwise, I would do it today. But it's nice when it comes to summertime and it's warm, we don't get as many attack. But we learn to control it basically by staying warm. Um, Sometimes I put 4 or 5 layers on me and people just kind of looks at me, but I got to stay warm in order to stop these attacks from happening. And if they do happen, I normally take my hands and I'll put them under warm water. And then it's awful because you see all these different colors coming into your hands, black, blue, red. You just got to make sure that your fingers or toes don't stay black because gangrene can set in. So yeah, it's quite an annoying diagnosis to have, but we learn to actually deal with it. And the scleroderma, but then again, the scleroderma, um, usually people that has Raynaud's will eventually get scleroderma. Some don't, but a lot of them do. And that's in the scleroderma. It's the involve of the hardening of and the tightening of the skin. So your hands will swell up and the skin gets very tight. And the skin and it's the connecting tissues. So they don't have a cure neither for that. But what I've noticed as when I was diagnosed with that, Alexandra, my like when my hands were getting so swelled up, like I couldn't even make a fist. I got to the point I couldn't make a fist. Opening up a jar, it was challenging to just open up a jar. Like you couldn't do a whole lot with your hands, and that's where I was at until once I've learned about the sincerity, I came into the business. I looked into their nutritions. I've listened to videos with Dr. Strand, Dr. Ginger, and I really looked into some of the products. I started using them, and oh my gosh, I started with the Elite. It helped me sleep so much better. The energy I got was unbelievable. It controlled my pain, brain fog. Like it's got so many benefits to it. Actually, I'm having a drink of Elite right now. I absolutely love the taste of it. It's a wonderful blueberry pomegranate flavor. So I enjoy that. And I also started on the Giving Greens. That's 2 pounds of vegetables. For me to go to the store and buy 2 pounds a day, I could not do it. But I take my 2 scoops of this and I add a little bit of lemon and lime to my water, shake it up, and I get my 2 pounds of vegetables per day. I love that. That's if I don't have my salads, my greens every day. Then I'll turn to my Giving Greens for sure. And also, I also take the protein shakes that we have, the wonderful Pure Nourish here. Now with the protein, um, again, having the scleroderma, I forgot to mention that it also attacks different organs, the scleroderma. It's attacked other people's lungs. It attacks the heart, the kidneys, um, different areas there. And for me, it's attacked my esophagus. And what I mean by that is because the scleroderma attacked my esophagus, it controls me now. It'll tell me when to eat and not to eat. So if I find that I'm having a really hard time swallowing chunk because they're getting stuck here and they just won't go down my esophagus, I turn to my Pure Nourish, and that fills me right up. And I'm just grateful to that the company really has something like that to help out. Um, so I've seen my specialists when it came to my problem with my esophagus, and they said, yes, they can actually perhaps do a surgery, put a splint into the esophagus for it to maybe function, but there's no guarantee. It could go worse and it could go better. So now it's up to me to control my scleroderma as well. I do see a specialist, scleroderma specialist, once a year, and she does tests on me. She checks my heart, my lungs, my esophagus every year. And the last visit I had with her, she was just, she just was unbelievable because she said I was sitting at a plateau. And normally people with scleroderma, sometimes most of the time it gets worse, like attacks different organs. And But she said, like, it's been like 4 years for me being on these products, and I'm still sitting at a plateau. Today, I can make a fist, I can open up a jar. And I strongly believe it's because of my products. I'm not sure if you have questions, let me know.
Wow, that's amazing. So
I,
I just have a question. Let's say you said that you are at a plateau right now, and you
yes.
believe it's because of the products that you can still give your body the supplements and the nutrition that it needs to function. Now, what would happen if, let's say, if you started progressing further with your disorders? Like, did the doctor say what else would happen to you if it just kept progressing?
If it keeps on getting better,
Worse, if it just keeps,
oh,
yeah.
if it keeps on getting worse. Well, I don't think that way because I'm at a plateau right now. And she said, not too often, but she has seen the odd one getting better. So to me, I'm going to believe that's exactly where I'm going because I've seen such a humongous improvement from the time it started to now that I'm staying on what I've got because it's working for me. And I'm out there to let anybody know if they've got Scleroderma or Raynaud's, if they have anybody that they know that have it, I'd be happy to talk to anybody.
Hmm. And I think that's exactly it, right? Because, like you said, if the doctors don't know how it happens, they don't have a cure for it, um, and if it progresses worse and worse, what else is there for the people to turn into, right? So if you have something that you can show them and offer them that you could stop it from progressing further, or maybe it will get better and better with the right nutrition and the supplements. So that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Do you have any other thoughts you can add on before we finish?
Other than I would just like, I love helping people, serving people, and sharing what we've got because the opportunity is amazing. It's a wonderful company to be with, and their products are incredible. They do so much, and the line is actually so big that to talk about all the wonderful things that they do have out there, it would take me a couple of hours, but we're going to keep it at that. And if anybody wants more information, feel free to reach out.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Suzanne, and you have a
You're
great
welcome.
day.
You too. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.